So hello people, yes, welcome. And there are two reasons why I'm doing this video right now. One is I want to test this new studio, and yeah, this is officially sponsored now. It's just a joke by Kodak, especially by the Gold 100 35mm film edition. No, it's just I'm just making fun. I'm just testing the new studio. It's in construction, and I'm not happy with the sound. Especially, it's a little bit roomy and reverbish. But I think it works so far. So I have like light boxes, and yeah, I think though you can see this microphone, I think it works best to adjust the level to that it's not too reverbish and the sound is not too distracting. But let's come to the point why I'm doing this video. Unfortunately, I'm selling this beautiful camera, this Mamiya 6 camera, which is kind of a love and hate relationship. I know lots of you analog photographers know about this, it's the same with music, we have this gear acquire syndrome, GAS. I had this camera for 2 or 3 times already, not this, especially this camera, but the Mamiya 6 in general. There's so many things that you can tell about such a great camera from Mamiya. It's the Mamiya 6 MF, actually, that was built later, I think, starting from 1993 until 1995. I think the only difference to the previous version, which started in 1989, was that it came with just this ridiculous plastic inlay for 35mm, which doesn't make sense if you want to shoot medium format. And there are lots of reviews out there. So on YouTube, I know that Max will have one on Analog Insights, but a lot of others have done reviews as well over the last years. And also, of course, in the blogosphere, there are many reviews about this camera. And I think most of the reviews will say that it's one of the best. I mean, Ken Rockwell, I know there are lots of arguments about his opinions, but he will say like it's the most, let's say, or the best medium format system. Yeah, why is it a system? It's a system which comes with 3 lenses. Here you see the 75mm, which is like you would take this for a portrait. It has an aperture of 135. And then there's this beautiful and I think totally underrated 150mm, which is also great for portraits and everything that you want to do over a distance. It just has an aperture of 1 to 4.5, but it shoots incredible sharp, not over sharp, technically over sharp portraits or whatever you like to have on your film. And at the moment, currently, I have hooked up this 50mm, which gives you more like, of course, in 35mm language, we would say it's like a 35 equivalent lens. So you have like, you can have a scene on it, whatever happens, let's say on street. And what you hear right now, I hope it was not too loud, is the unfolding mechanism, which is like really a rock solid unfolding mechanism. It's really practical because the Mamiya 7, which a lot of people like to have or have and appreciate, can be really heavy and bulky. And this one, you can just go, say, through the streets, and you just have it like a portable camera, but of course, it's still a medium format. It's rock solid. If someone wants to try to steal it, you can, fight with this. And yeah, it's a nice one. It's a nice one. And I will blend in some pictures in the post-production, of course, which I shoot over the years. Why does this have to go? To be honest, I don't know. But over the last time, especially in the pandemic, maybe, I don't know why, I came back to 35mm. And I always love that. So if you look up my Instagram, you will see a lot of photos with context, Carl Zeiss lenses. They're just so practical, it's a Context G1. This is basically the same as the G2, and you can even hack the G1. You can overwrite the software, so it becomes a G2. They were so cheap, for a long time now. They're a little bit getting pricier. But also here, like someone was offering me in the auction, you want to trade it to an M2, and I said, unfortunately, I was gifted like a lifelong, you can have it for a lifelong, an M2 from Leica. And hooked up with a 50mm old Summicron lens which is just beautiful. It's a little bit heavy. Someone was comparing, I think even Ken Rockwell was comparing and saying like this Mamiya's medium format are like basically like Leicas on steroids, you know, Leicas and big, and you see the difference, you know, 35 millimeters, and you see medium format. I don't know, there are many blog posts about the equivalent of megapixel. Maybe this is 60, 80 or 100 megapixel, I don't know. But of course, the interesting thing is it is a 6:6 format camera, which is kind of interesting if you want to shoot interesting photos with that. I think the interesting part of this is really the question, you know, does Mamiya still get a lot of money off Instagram, as Instagram's first logo was kind of, you know, the Mamiya camera in it, so the square format idea, you know, of photos. I think it's perfectly, you know, this is just perfectly built for that. If you like that, of course, you can go for a Hasselblad, or, you know, there are some other small, you know, and other cameras with 6:6 format. But I think this is like truly the square format camera. I don't know, there's something special, which I really like about the Mamiya 6 and 7. It's ridiculous sharp. They're so simple. They have light meter that works for me. You know, I can overexpose 1 to 1.5 stop, and I always get a good result. It's rock solid. Sometimes, of course, you have to adjust the rangefinder. I even got this service because I really want to check, you know, if this is really workable, and if I can sell it to one who will enjoy the camera more. I think even, yeah, it looks like I have, if I would have prepared this, but I even have to check out the film before I shot. So, I mean, it's so simple, yeah, right? You have the curtain, you have the film inlays, you just switch it, bring in a new film, and then you're done. You even have like this, you know, manual curtain where you can protect your film when you're changing the lens or whatever you like to do on the camera. And yes, so what can I say? It should be just a simple video for all those people who are interested in buying that camera. To be honest, I'm a film photographer. I'm not a professional photographer. I know people who studied photography, you know, design, arts, and photography, who learned photography. I'm just a self-taught photographer, let's say. And since 10 years, I just went into analog photography, and I always came back to the Mamiya cameras. I have completely different, you know, model. It comes with a mirror, 645. So a lot of portraits I shot were made with the 645. It's just an efficient format. And to be honest, I really think I need this kind of 4:5 format, or the classical 35 millimeter format. It's not hard. I mean, if you have something central, or you have the mountain view, or you look on whatever, a beach, the ocean, or into a street scenery, you can shoot really, I mean, with the Mamiya 6, you can just shoot on it. But it still feels as though you will have, you know, you have thirds. You can work with the thirds, you know, if you want to arrange the picture. But I don't know why the square format is just not my format in the end. So I think this is like the love and hate relationship with the Mamiya 6. I think this video was more, you know, why you should buy this camera, and I'm selling it. But also I will blend in some photos, and if you have any questions on how I made these photos, you know, I'm mostly using Kodak Portra 160 and Kodak Portra 400, and if I can afford it, because it's a little bit pricier, the 800, I really love that. So I will have a slideshow towards the end, and if you have any questions about this camera, about the durability, about the practicalness, about, you know, of course, the results, then shoot me a message, leave me a comment, and I just hope you enjoyed the video a little bit. It was also a test of the studio, so maybe I will do some more videos about camera gear, which I just love. For me, it always felt I want to give something back to the YouTube community, because I learned so much from people out there. Once Max from Analog Insights, I think, bought an Leica M6 at that time. I think at this time I would love to have it back. So as I mentioned, I'm more into 35 millimeter right now. But things will change, and let's see what kind of videos and what we're going to talk about in 2 years. I think still about Mamiya cameras, about context cameras, about Leica cameras, and all these beautiful things. So be well in this time, shoot a lot of film, enjoy, and see you soon. Bye bye.